Hello and a very good evening. The show's called The Debate and I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. We are filling in for Orna, but we are keeping a very sharp focus on the day's top stories and also stories and issues that demand and justify a good conversation.
Well, in fact, the bigger question that we're raising tonight is that whether at all the model that has been started by the Assam government, should that really be followed in other states? Why exactly communalize an issue which perhaps is setting a model? Starting with the first big debate on the Assam government's crackdown on child marriage.
And at 10 p.m. we are bringing a big debate on what Pakistan really is going through. For the last many days, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard this conversation. Pakistan now has completely gone broke. It's now become a pariah.
At 10:30 p.m. with my colleague Niranjan, radicalization, a bigger threat. This has now been finally recognized by the United Kingdom. But is that really enough when countries like United Kingdom, Australia and Canada is giving a free run to Khalistani agents? That's debate number 3. NCPCR chief asks other states to follow Himanta model to erase child marriage social evil.
Himanta acts tough, but some are still trying to communalize the action by the Assam government.
UK report warns of anti-India rhetoric over Kashmir issue, admits Khalistani threat.
Completely bankrupt Pakistan is forced to accept all the IMF terms as it is still hoping for more money.
Rajasthan Chief Minister becomes subject of opposition mockery as he reads old budget without realizing.
And the Prime Minister reassures India stands with Turkey as Indian teams help in a massive rescue operation. This is called Operation Dost. But ladies and gentlemen, our top focus on our first debate today is on a story that possibly can shock you, it can surprise you. That listen, if you have a state that is wanting to have a huge crackdown against child marriages in today's day and time, that should be welcomed. Now that state is Assam. The Chief Minister of the state already has announced that we have more than 2,700 arrests. And he's said this unequivocally, that in the next few years, I am going to ensure that my state of Assam has absolutely no instances of child marriages. He also says, Shawan, that we will have a rehabilitation program, and he also says the agenda here is to ensure that little girls who are married off have a safe future, they have a healthy future. But then who's playing politics?
Well, in fact, the question that everyone is asking, that when governments start with initiative that is to do for the well-being of the society, is opposition really necessary on matters like this? More importantly, one cannot perhaps stop criticizing the government when it is needed. But is it really required to go on with the kind of political spin that has been given, especially when the government is fighting a social evil? And not just that, they go on to politicize the entire matter. That's the big debate tonight.
Himanta Biswa Sarma is committed to crack down on child marriage in Assam.
इसमें हम हिंदू मुसलमान देखा ही नहीं, हम तो खाली मेरा बेटी का ऊपर देखा कि मेरा 16 साल 12 साल का बेटी को आपने क्यों जुर्म किया। तो हमारा नजर में हिंदू मुसलमान नहीं है, अपोजिशन का नजर में हिंदू मुसलमान है।
The NCPCR chief recommends the application of Himanta model nationally.
जेंडर न्यूट्रल एक्ट है, प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ चाइल्ड मैरिज एक्ट एक सेक्युलर एक्ट है। ये एक्ट जब कम्युनल नहीं है तो इनको लेके किसी प्रकार का सांप्रदायिकता भड़काना बच्चों के खिलाफ अन्याय है, ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए और सभी को खुले मन से आसाम सरकार के इस इनिशिएटिव में साथ देना चाहिए।
But the opposition cannot look beyond politics.
So it has been an extremely irresponsible step, because what has happened is that all women who are pregnant are now not going to the hospital to deliver their child. They are afraid that if they go to the hospital, they will be reported upon and their fathers will be also arrested.
They've decided to impute communal color to the crackdown.
ये जो शादी हो चुकी है उस लड़की का क्या करेंगे बाप? कौन देखभाल करेगा उसका? चाहे किसी समुदाय के हो, कौन देखभाल करे? 6 साल से तो आपकी सरकार है ना। आप 4000 केसेस बुक कर लिए, अभी और 4000 करने का आप बोल रहे हैं, तो फिर क्या करेंगे? फिर कौन देखेगा उसको? उस बच्चे को कौन देखेगा?
अभी लेकिन सरकार बहुत देर से जगी है। ये काम अगर राउंड द ईयर होता तो आज हजार लोगों को गिरफ्तार कराना पड़ता। तो कई हजार लोगों को गिरफ्तार किया शायद, और कई हजार लोगों को गिरफ्तार करने का सरकार का प्लान प्रोग्राम है। कई सालों का जो ये इकट्ठा ये कर रहे हैं। तो ये कानून है, चाइल्ड बच्चों की शादी उम्र से पहले नहीं होनी चाहिए।
But isn't a crackdown on social evils the most secular thing to do?
बहुत बड़ा वर्ग ने पुलिस का साथ कोऑपरेट किया, लेकिन 1-2 डिस्ट्रिक्ट का मुसलमान समाज का लोगों ने टीवी में जाके थाना का सामने जाके बहुत हल्ला किया। कैमरा में उनका वीडियो आया, पिक्चर देखा, लोगों को लगा कि ये मुसलमान का खिलाफ है। लेकिन हमारा जो स्टैटिस्टिक्स है, हिंदू मुसलमान ऑलमोस्ट आइदर 60-40 और 50-50।
It is time to support the Himanta model. Let's debate.
Joining us on the broadcast tonight is Priyank Karango, who is the chairperson of the NCPCR. Mr. Karango, thank you very much for joining us on Republic TV. Let me straight away begin by asking you. You were saying that this is something that perhaps other states should emulate. But the question that many are asking from the Assam government is that why did it take so much time for them to start this crackdown, number one. Number two, that they did not frame the rules, which the states are supposed to do so. Having said that, are you falling prey to what many would say, having a very one-sided opinion without looking into the merits of this entire matter?
मैं आपके दूसरे सवाल के जवाब से शुरू करूंगा। जो चाइल्ड मैरिज एक्ट है वो एक सेंट्रल एक्ट है। इस एक्ट के को बनाते वक्त उसमें ये लिखा गया कि जिस दिन से ये एक्ट भारत सरकार नोटिफाई करेगी ये देश भर में लागू होगा। अगर कोई राज्य सरकार चाहती है कि वो इसके रूल बनाए तो बना सकती है। शैल शब्द का यूज़ नहीं है, मे शब्द का यूज़ है। तो ये कानून की व्याख्या करने वाले लोग आसानी से बता सकते हैं। अगर राज्य सरकार सेंट्रल एक्ट से पूरी तरीके से सहमति रखती है तो वो उसको एज इट इज़ लागू कर रही है। इसमें कोई परेशानी नहीं है, कोई लीगल इशू नहीं है। और जो लोग इस तरीके की बात कर रहे हैं वो निरे मूर्ख हैं। राजनीतिक दल होने के नाते इस तरीके की बात करना तो एकदम बेवकूफ़ी है। दूसरी बात आपने कही कि आसाम सरकार अभी क्यों ये शुरू कर रही है। देखिए, मैं तो ये कहूँगा कि 1929 में सबसे पहले चाइल्ड मैरिजेस के खिलाफ कानून बनाया गया। महात्मा गांधी ने एक लंबा संघर्ष किया उसके लिए और उसके बाद ही कानून बना। आज भारत में एक ऐसी सरकार है जो प्रधानमंत्री के नेतृत्व में चाइल्ड मैरिजेस को ख़त्म करने के लिए, इस बुराई को समाज से मिटाने के लिए काम कर रही है। और आसाम सरकार अगर इस दिशा में एक सार्थक पहल कर रही है तो सभी को उसका स्वागत करना चाहिए। अभी आपके टीवी पर कुछ एमपीज इस तरीके की बात कर रहे थे जो इस इनिशिएटिव का विरोध था। मैं आपके चैनल के माध्यम से बदरुद्दीन अजमल जी से या असदुद्दीन ओवैसी जी से यही पूछना चाहूँगा कि देश महात्मा गांधी के बताए मार्ग पे चलेगा या इनके बताए मार्ग पे चलेगा जो देश को दकियानूसी और रूढ़िवादिता की तरफ धकेल देना चाहते हैं।
ठीक है, देखिए प्रियंक जी, चाइल्ड मैरिज के खिलाफ फाइट होनी चाहिए, इस लड़ाई पर कोई सवाल नहीं उठा रहा, लेकिन ऑपोजिशन ये कहती है कि क्या सिर्फ माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटीज को टारगेट किया जा रहा है। और देखिए वो ये भी कहते हैं कि इस समय क्यों, जब लोकसभा के बड़े चुनाव आने वाले हैं, इस समय नॉर्थ ईस्ट के कई राज्यों में इलेक्शंस हैं, और हिमंता बिस्वा शर्मा ये कहते हैं कि 2026 तक मैं असम से कंप्लीटली चाइल्ड मैरिज को खत्म कर दूंगा। तो लोग ये भी कहते हैं कि बीजेपी सरकार को इतना समय क्यों लगा, उस सवाल का आपने अभी जवाब नहीं दिया। और दूसरा मुझे ये बताइए कि क्या इसमें पॉलिटिक्स सिर्फ और सिर्फ पॉलिटिक्स है या कंसर्न फॉर वुमेन है, स्पेशली ऐसी महिलाएं जो शायद बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ी लिखी नहीं होती, उनके पास बहुत साधन नहीं होते, बहुत गरीब होती हैं। ऑपोजिशन का कहना है कि उनके लिए रिहैबिलिटेशन के लिए पर्याप्त कदम नहीं उठाए गए, सोच समझ के काम नहीं किया गया।
देखिए, पॉक्सो एक ऐसा कानून है जो विक्टिम के रिहैबिलिटेशन की पूरी प्रोसेस तय करता है। तो ये बात कहना तो बिल्कुल झूठ है कि रिहैबिलिटेशन के लिए कदम नहीं उठाए गए। उसके बाद मैंने आज ही ये बात मेरी जानकारी में आई है कि आसाम सरकार उन विक्टिम्स के रिहैबिलिटेशन के लिए प्लान पर भी काम कर रही है जो एडल्टहुड में है। तो ये बात तो बेमानी और बेकार सी है। रही बात इस बात की कि आप जो कह रही हैं कि सरकार इतना लेट क्यों हुई, अरे भाई, अगर कोई सरकार जागकर काम कर रही है तो देश की अन्य राज्य सरकारों को उसका अनुसरण करना चाहिए। यह थोड़ी बोलना चाहिए कि आप इतनी देर से जागे तो हम जागेंगे ही नहीं। कोई जागा है तो कम से कम उसके साथ मिलकर जागिए, उजाला हो चुका है, उस तरफ आगे बढ़िए, बच्चों को संरक्षण प्रदान करिए।
पर प्रियंक जी सवाल ये भी उठता है कि कहीं ना कहीं आपने जल्दबाजी कर दी इस पूरे स्टेटमेंट को देखकर, क्योंकि अगर आप देखें अरेस्ट करने के बाद कई सारे अरेस्ट हुए पर बहुत जल्द बेल भी मिल चुका है। सवाल ये भी उठाया जा रहा है कि जितने भी केसेस बनाए गए वो पहले तो स्ट्रॉन्ग केसेस नहीं है जिसके कारण बेल दिया जा रहा है। और वापस आपके पास ये सवाल करना चाहूंगा, क्या आपको नहीं लगता कि आपको कुछ दिन तक वेट करना चाहिए था? जल्दबाजी में आपने स्टेटमेंट तो दे दी, और सवाल वापस ऑपोजिशन पार्टीज यही उठाने वाली है कि आखिरकार आप असम गवर्नमेंट के स्पोक्स पर्सन कैसे बन गए?
इस देश में जो भी बच्चों के हित की बात करेगा मैं उसका स्पोक्स पर्सन हूं। आज आप बात करेंगे बच्चों के हित की, मैं आपका स्पोक्स पर्सन बन जाऊंगा। देखिए, बच्चों के हित की बात राजनीतिक हित अनहित के ऊपर होती है, ये देश के भविष्य की बात होती है। मैं आपको फिर अपना जवाब दोहराता हूं कि 1929 में महात्मा गांधी के प्रयासों से पहली बार चाइल्ड मैरिज एक्ट बना जिसने बच्चों की शादी को प्रतिबंधित करने की तरफ कदम बढ़ाया। हम 100 साल लेट हो गए। आज देश अपनी आज़ादी के अमृत काल में है। हाल ही में NFHS की जो रिपोर्ट आई है वो बताती है कि आसाम अर्ली एज प्रेगनेंसी के मामले में ऊपर है। अगर कोई राज्य अपने राज्य के बच्चों को एक संरक्षित और सुरक्षित वातावरण देना चाहता है तो उसमें क्या बुराई है? हमको आसाम से कुछ ऐसे नोटराइज्ड एग्रीमेंट मिले, मैं आपके साथ शेयर करूंगा। हमको ऐसे एग्रीमेंट मिले जिन एग्रीमेंट में ये लिखा हुआ है कि 12 साल की लड़की की शादी माँ बाप ये एग्रीमेंट कर रहे हैं, 12 साल की लड़की है, 14 साल का लड़का है, कि हम अपने बच्चों की शादी शरिया के अकॉर्डिंग एज ऑफ प्यूबर्टी अटेन करने पर कर देंगे। ये तो ट्रैफिकिंग है भाई बच्चों की। तो अगर आप इस तरीके के एग्रीमेंट्स होने वाले राज्य में भी काम नहीं करेंगे तो कहाँ करेंगे? मुझे इस बात की भारी तकलीफ होती है कि उन राज्य सरकारों से तो आज कोई नहीं बोल रहा कि आसाम जब ये कार्रवाई कर सकती है तो आप क्यों नहीं कर सकते? एक राज्य सरकार अगर काम कर रही है, बच्चों के हित में काम कर रही है, अपने दायित्व का निर्वहन कर रही है, तो उससे क्या तकलीफ है किसी को?
देखिए प्रियंक जी, मैं आपसे एक आखिर सवाल पूछती हूँ कि इसमें रिलीजन को लाना कितना जस्टिफाइड है? अब ऑपोजिशन का एक और तर्क है। ऑपोजिशन ये कहता है कि देखिए, चाइल्ड मैरिजेस के इंसिडेंट्स राजस्थान में ज़्यादा है, बंगाल में ज़्यादा है, बिहार में भी बहुत ज़्यादा है, लेकिन असम में क्योंकि एक रिलीजन का एक जो कहते हैं ना डिस्पोजेशन अलग तरह से है, जिसमें ये अब समझ आने लगा है कि शायद माइनॉरिटीज को टारगेट किया जा रहा है, क्योंकि ये डेटा मैं आपको बता रही हूँ NFHS 5 का, जो ये कहता है कि प्रोपोर्शन ऑफ अंडर एज मैरिजेस अमंग हिंदूज इन असम इज 23.5, जो नेशनल एवरेज के बराबर है। तो ऐसा नहीं कि बहुत ज्यादा है, नेशनल एवरेज के बराबर है। मुसलमानों की अगर बात करते हैं तो 45.8% है और क्रिश्चियंस के लिए 23.8% है, जो बाकी पूरे देश से ज्यादा है। तो क्या असली टारगेट यहां पर इन्हीं कम्युनिटीज पर है? क्या आप इस बात को लेकर किसी तरह का जवाब देना चाहेंगे, और खासतौर पर राजस्थान, बिहार और बंगाल जैसे राज्यों को भी क्या इसका अनुसरण करना चाहिए?
देश में हर राज्य को इसका अनुसरण करना चाहिए। राजस्थान, बंगाल और बिहार अगर नहीं कर रहे हैं तो ये उनकी गलती है, उनको इसको तत्काल सुधारना चाहिए। प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ चाइल्ड मैरिज एक्ट एक सेक्युलर एक्ट है, पॉक्सो एक्ट एक सेक्युलर और जेंडर न्यूट्रल एक्ट है। अगर आप यहाँ पे बच्चों की शादी का अनुपात बता रही हैं तो आपको NFHS में आगे जाके ये भी देखना चाहिए कि कुपोषित बच्चे और बच्चों की मृत्यु दर भी ज्यादा है। जिन राज्यों में बाल विवाह की दर ज्यादा है वहां पे बच्चों की मृत्यु की दर भी ज्यादा है। क्या नवजातों को मरते हुए देखना किसी प्रकार के अपीसमेंट को बढ़ावा देने की तरफ ले जाना है हमको? बिल्कुल इस तरीके की बेतुकी और अतार्किक बातों की एक लोकतांत्रिक और सेक्युलर कंट्री में कम से कम जगह नहीं होनी चाहिए। हम बच्चों को एक बेहतर मुस्तकबिल दे सके, इसलिए बेहद ज़रूरी है कि देश संविधान से चले, विधान से चले। भारत की संसद ने जो कानून बनाए हैं उसका सभी को सम्मान करना चाहिए और सभी राज्यों को इसका पालन करना चाहिए।
प्रियंका को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद रिपब्लिक टीवी से बात करने। लेट्स ओपन अप द डिबेट। जॉइनिंग अस ऑन द डिबेट टुनाइट आर प्रमोद स्वामी, स्पोक्सपर्सन ऑफ द असम BJP, Shubhrashtra, columnist and author Karan Verma would be joining us from the national capital, Kamru Chaudhary, leader of the Congress, Atikur Rahman, Islamic scholar, and Saida Falak, who's also a political analyst. Let me straight away begin by asking Pramod Swami. Pramod Swami, क्या आप हमारे दर्शकों को ये कह सकते हैं कि 2000 के ऊपर अरेस्ट हो चुके हैं, बट ये भी आपको कहना जरूरी है कि कितने जनों को बेल ऑलरेडी मिल चुकी है? सवाल वापस ये उठाऊंगा आपके ऊपर। पिछली बार आपसे मैंने यही सवाल किया था, क्या आप लोग ने सोच समझकर ये पूरा एक्शन किया? क्रैकडाउन जो इसकी बात आप कह रहे हैं, ये क्रैकडाउन में आधे से आधे लोगों को बेल मिल चुका है।
नहीं, बिल्कुल, मैंने पहले भी आपको कहा था और आज मैं फिर दोहरा देता हूं कि 14 बरस से जो 18 बरस के बीच में जो अरेस्ट हुए हैं वो बेलेबल सेक्शन है, और 14 से जो नीचे उम्र के जो नीचे जिनको अरेस्ट हुआ है वो नॉन बेलेबल सेक्शन के तहत उनको अरेस्ट हुआ है। तो वो बेलेबल सेक्शन है, इसलिए उनको बेल मिल गया। अब दूसरी बात यह है कि जो ऑल इंडिया में जो परसेंटेज जो है चाइल्ड मैरिज की, वो ऑल इंडिया में मात्र 23% है और आसाम में 31.80% है। और उसके बाद में जो टीन एज प्रेगनेंसी जो रेशियो है आसाम में वो 16.80% है। और NFHS का जो डाटा है,
प्रमोद स्वामी जी, आप हर बार ये कहते हैं कि NFHS के सर्वे के कारण आप ये क्रैकडाउन कर रहे हैं, पर क्या आप ये नहीं कहेंगे कि आपके खुद के वेलफेयर मंत्री वो खुद असेंबली में आकर ये कहते हैं कि द नंबर्स आर गोइंग अप, वी नीड टू टेक अप्रोप्रिएट मेजर्स? जब आपके खुद के मंत्री पहले ही कह चुके थे, तो आप NFHS सर्वे के लिए क्यों वेट कर रहे हैं?
मैं बता रहा हूं, मैंने कई बातें बताई आपको। अब आपका मूल सवाल है कि आपने आज क्यों किया। तो अगर एक चिंताजनक स्थिति है और असम सरकार उसके ऊपर में कार्रवाई कर रही है, तो अभी जो जेंटलमैन बैठे हुए थे, प्रियंक जी, नेशनल कमीशन के जो चाइल्ड राइट्स के जो चेयरमैन है, उन्होंने तो खुद कहा कि अब असम सरकार की जो नीति है उसका अन्य सरकारों को अनुसरण करना चाहिए। सिर्फ एक सरकार ने अगर मान भी लिया कि आपने देरी से कदम क्यों उठाया या आज ही क्यों उठाया, तो क्या ये चर्चा का विषय है? जो गंभीर स्थिति है, क्या उस स्थिति में अगर देश में जो कानून है, हम एक तरफ तो कहते हैं कि देश संविधान से चलेगा, देश कानून से चलेगा, फिर आप शरीयत की बात करने लग जाते हैं, फिर आप अन्य मुद्दे उठाने लग जाते हैं। तो आज
नहीं, प्रमोद जी वापस आते हैं डिस्कशन पर। आई ऑलरेडी सी दैट काउंटर, Kamru wants to come in here.
Just
One
second,
second.
I'm
No,
concluding.
you've
Just
laid
one
out your
second.
point.
Yeah.
Let's understand what the problem with the opposition is. Now, Kamru, are you against this entire crackdown?
Okay.
I mean, do you say that we should allow child marriages? Lives of little girls do not matter. They can be allowed to die. Or you have a problem with the way this is being done? What really is your problem?
Madam, first and foremost, let me just put it plain and simple out here. Please do not create a narrative of the opposition's demands out here. First and foremost, Hemanta Biswa Sharma is not a Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Even Raja Ram Mohan Roy toiled very hard to bring about a social revolution in the society against sati, against child marriage, against widow remarriages. Now, what Hemanta Biswa Sharma is effectively trying to do in Assam is tackle a societal problem. Because of a number of reasons in Assam, it's not limited to only Assam. Because the number of child marriages instances, cases that have been filed in India, it is 757 in 216 to 21 in Karnataka. Assam follows second, 577. So we cannot say that this problem is very big in Assam itself. But then without tackling the societal problem...
No, listen. No, Kamru, I think what we must do, and what our viewers would be shocked with, before we open this up to the other panelists, because, we wanted to understand what is the BJP's reason for going behind the crackdown, what is the opposition's real reason here to counter this. I want to know from you, are you for child marriages, Mr. Kamru? Yes or no?
Nobody in this sane world will be for child marriages. But then, what has the Assam government done to curb this in the bud itself? You say, the problem is that in Rajasthan, what we have done was
you see religious motives.
Yojana. We provided incentives.
I don't know. Listen. There are a lot of such schemes. One second. No, Kamru, I want to draw your attention back to the because I want to know that, why is the opposition opposing this? Is this only opposition for the sake of opposing? Because are you forgetting what happened in the state of Rajasthan? And let's get in Subhrashta, Karan, and also our other panelists, Atikur Rahman and Saida Falak. They might just be able to help Kamru here. Atikur Rahman, in the state of Rajasthan, the Congress government wanted to put out a very, very controversial bill that was essentially to register marriages of minors. Beat that. It is only after a lot of hangama that they had to pull that down. So I today want to know, what is the Congress's official position? Are they with child marriages? They're against it.
Deepthi, my take on this is a menace like child marriage should end. But the way the Assam government is going through it is very much objectionable. Point number one of the objection is equally a menacing argument is the poverty elevation programs of the government. Are they in tune with the times? The parents, no parents I would say, are willingly marrying off their dear to heart girl child. They are in poverty. They are
You're justifying this, Atikur Rahman. You're sitting on national television and justifying this, That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. You can't cite poverty and say that, listen, because they are poor, Subhrashta, it's okay, because that's the only way forward. I mean, come on. Is this the way you deal with the problem? Subhrashta?
Has the government taken any measures for poverty alleviation? Tell me. Deepthi,
that in front of two empowered...
Yes, they have, and we let Pramodji respond to that, but Subhrashta first.
Let him speak to his heart's fill. Deepthi, I find it amazing that in front of three empowered women in the panel today, Atikur Rahman has the guts to actually say that because there is poverty, girl children should be married off. Or that girl children are married off because of poverty. As if marriage is the only way to take out a girl child or any child for that matter out of a poverty-ridden scenario.
Will be doing this.
Of course you did, otherwise you wouldn't be justifying it. I don't understand, Atikurji, why don't you speak? Why do you speak out of turn?
Doing this.
Your problem is with the way in which a scheme is being implemented.
Don't
see, this is a problem Deepthi will continue to disturb without making any rational explanation.
It's a bad habit on your part.
And obviously,
Why are you
Atikur Rahman, I'm just requesting your indulgence for 30 seconds, because a lot of our panelists have still not spoken. Let's understand from Shubrashta where she stands on the entire issue, because the Congress is not just confused. The Congress is opposing for the sake of opposition. Shubrashta.
My mouth. Do you allow?
That's fine. Please, let's listen into her.
Tell me if I got it wrong.
Atikur Rahman, this is not about you. This is not about Shubrashta. This is about the millions of girls who still are dealing with child marriages, and you sitting on national television are telling me because they are poor, they just don't have a choice.
Millions of people are suffering because of the gap between the rich and the poor.
Thank you, Deepti, for saying that,
Is
because
the
I thought maybe I
government not responsible?
Relax. Atikur Rahman, relax. Let Shubrashta respond at least.
This is exactly what he said.
Yes,
He
go on,
gave
Shubrashta,
an
please.
argument about poverty to justify something like child marriage. I don't know if he wanted to word it differently. He clearly did not. I don't know what argument was he trying to make. But to say that because these girls are poor and they are married
Again,
off
she is
is no
doing the same
justification
thing,
for a
Deepti.
heinous crime like child marriage.
Deepti, you should stop her.
I will do the same thing, because you said exactly the same
I said
thing.
it's a
I don't
menace.
know what
We should
state,
stop
I don't
child
know what
marriages
state of
together.
federation have you
Please
come
don't
in?
heckle her like this.
It's
Please
a
don't
menace.
heckle her like this.
Let
Please
us
don't
remove
heckle
it
her.
together.
Atikur Rahman, it's a request. Let us speak for
No, I'm
30
not
seconds. Everyone has a voice. Let's listen to all voices,
Don't
please.
misquote me. Don't misquote
That's fine,
me.
Atikur Rahman. I'm going to
I
come
said
back to you,
child
please.
marriage is
Please,
not a
do not, let's
You
not waste
said
time.
there
It's a
is
very, very
poverty.
sensitive and
You
an
said
important
there
issue.
are child marriages in Assam.
Yes,
And
Shubrashta.
therefore, Deepti, there are three things which this gentleman said. One, there is poverty in Assam. Second, there are child marriages. Third, the way in which Assam government is dealing with poverty is not done. So I don't know what sense to make out of this statement. I really don't know. Either my comprehension skills are lax or yours are lax, Deepti, as well. Because clearly this gentleman is completely caught red-handed on national television trying to justify a
Come
menace
to
like
the
child
point
marriage.
now.
And
What
I think
do
people
you
like
make out
him
of
are
it?
intellectually
What do you
providing
make
cover
out of
to a
it?
heinous practice like that.
Arey, you
Otherwise, why
speak
can't
out
people
your
like
heart
Atikur
and
Rahman,
words
who
now.
claim themselves to be Islamic scholars, come on national
Why are
television
you
and say that we
skirting the issue?
wholeheartedly welcome this step?
Why
Please
are
tell
you
me what
skirting
stops
the
people
issue?
like them to come and
What do
come and
you
say
make
this.
out of it? How
I'm
to
not
remove
skirting the issue,
menace?
sir. You are. All these years, when Assam was suffering,
Tell
all
us
these
how
years,
to remove
according to
how
you, the
to
entire
remove this
nation was
menace.
suffering from the menace of child marriage.
to the
What
point.
as an Islamic
Come to the
scholar did you
point.
do? Did you write a letter? Did you write a letter to the NCPCR asking
Come to the point.
asking the
What
government
did the
to take
government
measures
do
to stop
to
child marriage?
alleviate
Answer is no.
hunger, poverty?
Did you ever start a campaign to stop child marriages?
The
No.
gap between rich and poor.
Come on, Mr. Atikur
What
Rahman.
has the
I know I
government
can't
done
talk
this?
to an uncouth individual like him
No.
who continues
Atikur
to
Rahman,
it's not about
Atikur
you
Rahman,
and
you
me.
may,
You
you may,
come to
you
the
may
point.
continue. 1 minute. You can continue shouting
The
her.
menace of child
Clearly
marriage.
is acting
Atikur
as a
Rahman,
false
that
cause.
does not really help. Atikur Rahman, if you really think poverty is the only issue, one
Shaban,
second.
I'm just
Atikur
requesting.
Rahman, first of all, if you really think that
Why
poverty is the
I am being
So one second.
misquoted
First of
over
all,
your
first of
panel.
all, you started on the premise. You started with the premise. Atikur Rahman, let's understand one thing.
Mina,
When it comes to the state of Assam, there are several other issues. There are several other issues which needs to be tackled. If you're saying that why exactly is the district of Dhubri sees the highest number of child marriages, then you'll have to look into multiple other issues, Atikur Rahman. So simply by brushing it, saying that there is only one particular reason for this menace, and that is only poverty, I think so you are only looking at the binaries. Let's not do that. Let's also, open up the debate, and let me bring in Saida Falak. 1 minute. Atikur Rahman, allow others to also come in. Allow others to also speak. Saida Falak, one of the major reasons, Atikur Rahman, Mr. Kamru, I'll come to you, but let me just bring in Saida Falak. Saida Falak, what we have seen is that lack of argument. So what do you resort to? The opposition party now says that this was an aim to target the Muslims. The Assam Chief Minister has made it abundantly clear that about 43% of the arrests that have taken place are Hindus. So how exactly are you bringing the communal angle to an issue which perhaps needs to be handled in multiple ways?
See, Rome was not built in a day. We are against child marriages. Child marriages must be prohibited, but a system can't be changed overnight. What was the Assam government doing from 6 years? Were they sleeping? Prohibition of Child Marriages Act was passed in 2006. And what measures did the Assam government take from 6 years to prevent this? All of a sudden, more than 2,500 people have been arrested.
Well, that question can also be asked to the Congress government side. If you want to take that question, that question is applicable to the other political party. Saida Falak, that logic applies to the other political parties also, by simply saying that the BJP is doing that.
But my question
you
is,
say that the BJP government was sitting on it. For a moment, for the sake of argument, yes, the BJP government was sitting on it. What would you ask? What would you ask? What would you ask? What would you say to the Tarun Gogoi government? What were they also doing about it? If you simply go by that logic.
See, why Muslims are being targeted here, I'll tell you. Because a more number of child marriages in Assam are from the Muslim community, and more number of Muslims are being arrested. And I have read in a BBC report that lawyers saying that Hindus are getting bail in a day, but Muslims are not getting bail easily.
Saida, you're sitting on Republic and talking of BBC. So, I have to jump in right there. The point is, see, there is a narrative that is being pushed. There will be a narrative, and we said this. We said this, when we reported on the BBC documentary, Saida, and the very fact that any government has slept over an issue and it decides to wake up one day and say, listen, I have to go after this. You can criticize them for being late. I am with you in that argument. But the point is, you can't and should not spin it like an anti-Muslim narrative. But because you've put out that narrative, Karan, is this just about politics? Is this just about follow-up? Is this just about stunt? Why do you still have a lot of opposition parties, lot of activists who are questioning the real intention? Karan, Saida, listen to the other person also, Karan. Why are they questioning the motive behind this drive?
People from any community suffer from it. This is very wrong.
Now, can she please keep quiet?
No, all communities. You don't know whether priests, the qazis are all being arrested. So, put out the facts in totality. You have a problem, I accept it. Because this is a BJP-run government doing it, and clearly you have an opposition to the BJP, that is fine. But don't spread falsehood on the debate, Karan.
Yes. Deepti, the truth is, the opposition and this entire gang, they are perennial obstructionists. Obstructionists. Whenever you talk about regularizing something or implementing the law, whether it is encroachments, whether it is immigration, whether it is madrasa regularization, anything, they see a religious motive in it. If going by this logic, law and order should take a back seat and religious precedence should take a front seat. And just because it hasn't happened in 6 years or 60 years, doesn't mean it should not happen now. At least welcome it now that it's happening. And I welcome the Himanta Biswa Sharma government for taking the bull by its horns. We have to create a strong deterrence. आप overnight करते हुए 100 साल late है इस पे.
Saida, it obviously cannot happen in a day, but it has to begin on one single day, and that it has begun. Now, Karan, I think, when it comes to little girls and their future, it's very fashionable. Because you will have the likes of Kamru Chaudhary. Let's also have everyone on screen. You will have Atikur Rahman. You will also have Saida Falak and a lot of other people, Shubrashta, who will come on television debates and cry and scream for women empowerment. But when it comes to an Assam government cracking down against child marriage, this is Atikur Rahman, where will you be using your religious lens. And that becomes the problem.
No, Deepti.
Atikur Rahman and then Kamru.
Can I come in?
Deepti.
Yes, I'm coming to you, Kamru. Just give me 30 seconds. Atikur Rahman first.
Himanta Biswa Sharma. This Himanta Biswa Sharma has earned, underline the word, earned the ill repute of being a Islamic phobic, anti-Islam, anti-Muslim chief minister. That's
No,
the
no, no,
biggest
no, no, no,
problem.
don't do this. Don't do this on national television.
Atikur Rahman, it's the
Rahman,
same government.
this is dangerous
It's the
because
same
you
government.
exactly, and you are
It's the
exposing
same-
yourself.
It's the
You
same
exposed
government.
yourself today on national television. You have the UK. You have the UK today that has put out a report saying, talking about Islamic radicalization, saying how real this is. Hindu phobia and you know the paranoia that is being created, and I think I should allow Pramod ji to come in here right away. He's a spokesperson for the BJP. Pramod ji, यहाँ पर अतीकुर रहमान ये कहते हैं कि मुस्लिम्स के अगेंस्ट है हेमंता बिस्वा शर्मा, उनकी ऐसी इमेज है और मुसलमानों को तंग करने के लिए वो कुछ भी करेंगे।
मैं अतीकुर भाई साहब को ये बताना चाहूंगा, अभी अभी माननीय मुख्यमंत्री ने कहा इसमें जो रेशियो, जस्ट प्लीज लिसन टू मी, जस्ट जो रेशियो है वो 40-60 का है, 40 हिंदू या 60 मुस्लिम या 50-50 भी हो सकता है। तो अगर 40-60 का रेशियो है तो फिर इसमें हिंदू मुस्लिम की बात ही कहाँ आई?
झूठ है, झूठ है, झूठ है।
आप कहते हैं कि चाइल्ड मैरिज चाइल्ड मैरिज
90-10 का परसेंटेज रेशियो है,
सख्त कानून होना चाहिए। दूसरी तरफ जब उसमें कार्रवाई करते हैं तो आप पॉवर्टी पर चले जाते हैं। आपने सोशल रिफॉर्म्स में कहां सपोर्ट किया सरकार को? जब 3 तलाक के विरुद्ध हम कानून लेकर आए तब भी आपने विरोध किया। आज जब हमारी बच्चियों के जीवन पर जब खतरा है उसके लिए जब हम कानून लेकर आए तो भी आप विरोध कर रहे हैं। तो सोशल जो इविल्स है, सोशल जो बुराइयां हैं, उसके विरुद्ध सरकार कैसे कार्रवाई करे? आप जरा, आपके पास कोई रोड मैप है तो आप ही बताइए। और
कमरू, इसीलिए प्रधानमंत्री ये कहते हैं कि कांग्रेस की सरकार सिर्फ एक परिवार के लिए थी, लेकिन बीजेपी देश के लिए काम करती है। कमरू, दिक्कत ये आती है जब आप राजस्थान पर जवाब नहीं देते। यू डोंट टेल मी व्हाट हैपेंड इन राजस्थान. Why did you, as in the Congress government, wanted to register minor marriages there? And you have a problem today with the Hemanta Biswa Sarma government fighting against child marriages.
सोशल इविल्स के खिलाफ
कमरू,
आपने क्या कदम उठाए? जब हमारी मुस्लिम
Honestly, do you want to?
प्रमोद जी, उनसे जवाब लेते हैं। कमरू,
Can I ask the
क्या कदम
gentleman
उठाए?
not to heckle me while I am speaking?
yes, go on, Kamru.
Can I ask this BJP gentleman to please keep quiet? Please
Go
keep
on,
quiet.
please. You're wasting time, Kamru.
First and
What
foremost,
step you have taken? You answer it,
Rajasthan has got a very acute problem of child marriages. Even you know, we have started the Kanya Shadi Sahyog Yojana, where incentives are provided to the girl child once they reach the age of 18. Now, the Assam government, by doing so, has hit a societal problem into a major problem within the society. Now, what happens to those torn families who are separated? Now, what happens to those stigmatized children that are there? They are separated because of this. And the most dirty part of the Assam government was imposition of the POSCO Act. Now, did you impose the POSCO Act on Swami Chinmayanand? Did you impose the POSCO Act on other BJP leaders who are accused of child rape? No, you confidently you want to.
One second, Kamru. If you what act were you expecting that should be invoked? 1 minute, Mr. Kamru. What were you really expecting? Pramod ji, 1 minute. Kamru, if you are saying POSCO should not have been imposed, what were you expecting? What were you expecting? 1 minute. What were you expecting? What were you expecting? What were you expecting for the government to look at from the legal standpoint? 1 minute, Mr. Kamru. When you're talking about from the legal standpoint,
you tell me. I am quoting.
1 minute. As far as the legal standpoint is concerned, if you look at the Supreme Court judgments, if you look at the Supreme Court judgment on matter of child marriages, then it becomes abundantly clear that the procedure that has been followed by the Assam government perhaps was the only way. You may question how it was done. Subrasta can also come in. You may question that. Subrasta, I just want to bring you in also right now with regards to other aspect that the Assam government perhaps has actually failed.
First.
Now, you bring in 1 minute. Kamru, I'll come back to you, but let me just also bring in Subrasta. There is a committee that is formed by the Assam government. They say that they're going to look into the rehabilitation policy. Perhaps there is a point when the opposition parties say that rehabilitation was a must as far as this case is concerned. Everyone knew from the start that most of the people who would have been arrested would have been granted bail, and that's where the question is: was this not perhaps planned in a proper manner? Looking at just at a knee-jerk reaction.
I wouldn't call it a knee-jerk reaction, but I think, in a situation like this, when you go ahead with a policy measure as universal as this, especially, and somebody on the show on the other side actually said that the act was brought in 2006. So clearly we have failed as a society, as a nation, as a state, if we talk about Assam, to curtail child marriages, right? Now, the problem is, Shravan, in my opinion, that whenever you take a step like this, there are going to be, some hullabaloo here and there. But then we also need to understand how do we then tackle with the menace. Because yes, there is problem of rehabilitation. On some other show the other day, somebody raised the issue of what will happen to these women once the men are taken in custody. So I wouldn't call it a knee-jerk reaction. Of course, there has to be a more comprehensive approach to dealing with this situation. But that argumentation cannot come from a very specious and appalling line. Like it has to be, cannot be done in a day.
NRC cases
Kamruji, can I just speak?
Kamru, allow her to make the point. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense if you cut her short. One second, she's answering your question. She's answering the question which opposition parties time and again have been raising. Kamru, just hold on. 30 seconds. Let me. Kamru, just let her.
There are three arguments that have been majorly made on the show.
Go ahead, make your point.
Number one being the fact which Saida raised that because lot of Muslims are involved in child marriages, this policy has been brought in place. So clearly she acknowledges that there is a problem within the community. So why don't community leaders and especially scholars like Atikur Rahman then go out and do these awareness campaigns? Because clearly those who are, somebody also raised the argument about Dhubri. So let me tell you that Dhubri is one place where Bangladeshi infiltration is at the peak. So clearly then there needs to be an awareness campaign on part of civil society as well to make people who are migrating illegally, by the way, to make them understand that they are in a different land. There are different laws to the land. Because as Indians, I don't think we are unaware of the fact that child marriages are not legal in India. There is another point that
I think Subhrashta, you raise a very good point, and if I can just reframe it, a lot of people, Subhrashta, with your permission, I want to take this question to the opposition, say, they cite personal faith.
Sure.
They say this is about personal faith. So is this now time for a uniform law in the country, Kamru? And would you join hands with the Assam government to help have a model like this, Kamru, in states like Rajasthan? Why don't you tell Ashok Gehlot today to have an equally effective crackdown against child marriages? Kamru.
Well, in Rajasthan there is a festival, Teej, it is called. I'm not sure about the exact name. A Teej by name, wherein people, parents of adolescent girls, they pray so that their girls who have just attained puberty to be married off. That is a societal problem. So you can't make it into a religious angle out here, but then the Assam government action.
Again, you're making the same mistake like Atikur Rahman. You are both gentlemen making the same mistake. You're saying this is about personal faith, you're citing societal issues, someone is citing poverty. I expect better from you, as in the Congress party, Kamru. You want to file child marriages or not?
No, you are completely avoiding the data and you want the debate. You want the debate to go into Hindu-Muslim. But as a Congress party, we will not.
This debate is only and only on data. Kamru, exactly what I'm saying.
Now,
Rajasthan today, along with Bihar, the state of West Bengal, the state of Assam are the top 4 states when it comes to incidences of child marriage. I want to know, Assam has taken a lead. You can question them on the way they've done this, question them on the timing, but you can't question their motive. I want to know, when will this begin in the state of Rajasthan?
No, this is an agenda-based drive, madam. You can't see through it. This is a pure agenda at work in Assam.
Yes, the agenda is to ensure our girls are safe. Our girls are healthy.
They brought in the eviction
drive. The maternal mortality rate, Kamru, if you are not aware, and I'm not sure if Saida is also aware, along with Atikur Rahman, before I go back to Subhrashta and to Praveenji, Atikur Rahman, we heard the same things. When the government went after triple talaq, we were told, what will happen to the poor women? Now, it's the same narrative that's being put out, poverty alleviation, why don't you focus on better jobs? And Atikur Rahman, you even said that the Chief Minister of the state of Assam is against minorities. How do you actually look yourself in the mirror, Atikur Rahman, the next time you will be having a debate on women empowerment? I mean, what are we doing? This is for the future of our little girls.
Deepti, let us take this debate in a very positive direction. Subhrashtra made a very fine point that all community leaders, especially he pointed out to me that Islamic scholars should take in their stride and work upon creating awareness. That's the whole point, Deepti. In the parliament, the increase of the girl, the marriage age is pending. I support it is with the president assent. Now, the day the president signs that particular law, 2 years cooling period time is there.
Baba, there are enough laws, Atikur Rahman. I'm just cutting you short here because I want to get Karan and Praveenji here because we all talk about laws. It's very fashionable, Subhrashtra, to talk about a lot of laws in the country. The problem is the execution. When you have a state government going after child marriages, Saida Falak, why do you read red into this? Why do you bring religion into this?
No, I am not bringing religion into this. Let it be Hindus, let it be Muslims, whoever is getting affected by this is wrong. See, in Assam, crimes against women, rapes, kidnapping is increasing. So the government and police should focus on that first. Why the government is not opening more schools? Why the government?
Child marriage is also increasing. That also has to be brought down.
And why aren't they trying to make them aware?
You weaken your own argument, Saida Falak, when you say, listen, this is okay, but what about all this?
So many people.
This actually proves the point that this is opposition only for the sake of opposition.
There are many girls who are trying to deliver their
Saida Falak, should there be no fight against child marriages? Why don't you as an activist also come forward and join hands with the Assam government?
Will Saida today condemn Badruddin Ajmal, who time and again talks of producing children and takes great pride that we Muslims produce a lot of children. We get married early.
Some girls try
Does
to
she
deliver
condemn
this
Badruddin Ajmal?
That their husband
Saida,
and
will you
parents
condemn
will go to
Badruddin
jail.
Ajmal today?
Is it right? Who is responsible for the suicide of that mother of 2 children?
Does she
Who will
condemn
take care
Badruddin
of her
Ajmal?
2 kids now? This is not the problem.
One second.
Badruddin Ajmal.
Along Saida, along with you, the Congress party makes the same kind of. No, one second. Karan, there was the argument that has been put forth. Saida has also made this. I have also heard Congress leaders from the state of Assam making this entire point that look here, women are now scared. They're not going to the hospital lest that their husbands are arrested. Now, having said that, are we to now say, Saida, that no action should be taken? According to you, simply going by your statement, the Assam government should simply sit aside and say that let it continue. Is that what you're trying to say?
They should watch BBC according to her.
Who is
That's her
telling
solution.
that? Who is telling that? Let them take action, but in a proper way.
You say, on the one hand, you decide what you want to say. Then Saida Falak, you decide, because in the beginning of the program, you made this as a communal issue. You said that maximum Muslims were being arrested, Muslims were being targeted. Now you say, now you're giving a completely different spin.
The common public, what they have to say, how they are getting affected, how they are going to suffer.
Today. They can't condemn Badruddin Ajmal, who has time and again advocated early marriage and who has time and again said we Muslims are going to produce a lot of children. Does she have the guts to condemn him? She doesn't have the guts. Today when action is being taken...
What really is at the genesis? I think the genesis is the fact when you cloud a social evil with your religious colors. I want to quickly go back to Subhrashtra, who's been wanting to come in for some time. Then I'll go back to Pramodji also, because I think it's important to understand why is there so much opposition, Subhrashtra, against a move like this. Yes, it should have been started long ago. I agree with what Kamru and Atikur Rahman said. But the only reason, because it did not begin earlier does not mean it can't begin today.
Absolutely. And Deepti, look at the speciousness of the argument. 2006, this
and humiliate.
Again, I don't understand who is speaking, who is giving a background score whenever I speak. Can I get my?
That is Mr. Kamru.
I don't speak when the others are speaking.
Time you get out.
I'm going to come back to you, Kamru. Please listen to Shubhrashta also.
Go to hit the ground and see what is the societal problems out here. I was heckled when I was speaking. Now, Shubhrashta, please get out of your
Mr.
AC
Kamru,
offices and get and hit on the ground and see what
Times are changing. Kamru, times are changing. Please, times are changing. You should hear all views. Shubhrashta, quickly.
You cannot throw this at me. I'm not your average TV panelist who never goes out to hit the ground. I speak on issues only when I have a grounded perspective on issues. I have worked in Assam. You and your party know that I have worked in Assam. And I have uprooted your political power from that state. So now allow me to speak. And please allow me to speak. I did not speak when you were. Deepti, I can't. Please, you have to put it so you should clearly. He's in a habit of heckling. When he knows that he's...
One second. We are towards the fag end of the debate. I'm sure all our panelists quickly want to make a point. So, Kamru, I'm just requesting you not to heckle Shubhrashta while she is speaking, and we'll come back to you. Shubhrashta.
No, every time I get to speak, somebody heckles me.
Please understand the speciousness of the
before
argument.
I put out my point,
there is a woman on the panel.
We'll just come back to you. 30 seconds.
2020.
I'm only asking for 30 seconds, Kamru. Only 30 seconds.
Because clearly, whenever he will not allow, because he knows that his hypocrisy is going to be exposed right here, right now. 2006, who was ruling Assam? Tell me, Kamru, 2006 till 2016, you guys had the time to uproot child marriages, but you did not because it suited your political perspective. And Saida Falaks, who has the balls to come on television and say that 90% marriages happen in Muslims with respect to child marriages, therefore shouldn't be brought in. There has to be a proper way, according to her, in order to implement this. I don't understand in a decade plus time frame what proper way was used. And if it was improper, then what model did Samajwadi Party or the Congress or any other political opposition brought in? So please let us not get into specious arguments. Let us not look into what BBCs of the world has to say. Let us hit the ground and see the problem there. Please tell me, Deepti, make me understand. You and I are average taxpayer citizens of this country. Do we pay taxes so that the parliament runs, they form rules? And after rules are formed, after acts are passed, after rules are framed, should we have a system where we again take it back to the very same opposition leaders who are creating ruckus on ground? Kamru, don't shout me down here on national television, yeah?
Very easy to be judgmental, madam. Very easy to be judgmental, but very difficult to be
It is no longer in your hands. It is in AIUDF's hands. All right. So please don't do this to me.
Not I am not a spokesperson of the AIUDF, nor I am a spokesperson of the Congress. But I speak for the people of Assam. Because I belong to Assam, I was born in Assam and I know the societal problems out there in Assam. Please, Shubhrashta, hit the ground of Dugri, hit the ground, don't and walk the talk.
बना करके मैं सभा में भेजूं, आप लोग रूल्स बनाएं और उसके बाद वो रूल्स और लॉज को धता बताते हुए आप कहते कि कम्युनिटी को तो साथ में लेकर के चलना चाहिए था। क्यों हमारे पार्लियामेंट में मदारियों का खेल चल रहा है क्या? जो हमारे सांसद वहां बैठे हैं उनको हम ही लोग चुन करके भेजते हैं। हम जो कहते हैं वही लॉज फ्रेम्स होते हैं। अगर वो लॉ फ्रेम हो रहे हैं तो उसके इंप्लीमेंटेशन की जिम्मेवारी आपकी है। आप नहीं कर पा रहे हो तो छोड़ दीजिए राजनीति। बहुत सारे युवा हैं जो कि निकल जाएंगे ना अगर सर पे कफन बांध करके, तो इस देश की सूरत बदल जाएगी। इसीलिए यहां बैठ करके मत बोलिए ये बात। ग्राउंड की समझ नहीं, आपको ग्राउंड की कितनी समझ है? आपको समझ है तो धुबरी में क्यों नहीं है आज आप? आज कांग्रेस कितने में सिमट गई है धुबरी में, जरा बता दीजिए आप। यहां बैठ के आप AIUDF की कवायद कर रहे हैं या खुद की कवायद कर रहे हैं? असम में चाइल्ड मैरिजेस एक प्रॉब्लम है और चाइल्ड मैरिजेस आप ही ने कहा, मैंने नहीं कहा, आपने कि 90%.
Kamru, I wanted to ask you why you're not using the opportunity to respond to Shubhrashta. But I've completely run out of time. But I promised I'll give you the last word, Kamru. But please stick to the fact. We want to talk about child marriages and future of our little girls.
He has no facts. How can he stick to something he doesn't have?
Listen. Let me be very honest, calm, and simple.
Yes.
Out here, please, let me finish. India has got a big problem on its hands with regards to child marriages. It is not specific to a particular religious community. It is in fact, it is heterogeneous across all religions. Somewhere the percentage is higher, somewhere the percentage is lower. Now the mistake the Assam government is doing, they are criminalizing this basically a child marriages that is there, which essentially according to me is a societal problem which has got plenty of reasons, socio-economic reasons being one of them. Now what do you do with those torn families? What do you do with those stigmatized children? This answers the Assam government.
But Kamru, I don't think so. I don't see a problem in criminalizing. You say that there's a problem with criminalizing. I don't see any argument where you can incentivize it. One second, Kamru, I think so. We can go on and on, but I think so. All our panelists would at least agree on this part, that at least there is one state which has made the leap. For whatever reasons, you can still criticize the way it is done. Perhaps a better method could have been, a comprehensive policy should have been brought in. But the fact of the matter is that at least there is a start to this entire issue, and finally, we are acting on it. Thank you very much, Pramod Swami, Shubhrashtra, Karan Varma, Kamru, Atikur Rahman and Saida Falak for joining us on debate number 1. On the other side, a close watch on what's really happening in Pakistan. There have been tough negotiations that are going on with the IMF, and Pakistan makes a laughable situation for themselves. They say that they're going to help Turkey by not taking any loan from them for the next few months. That's from me and Deepthi. On the other side, my colleague Niranjan joins us.
Yes, and that's going to be a big debate on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Amity University is establishing a most advanced supercomputing facility for research and innovation in the field of artificial intelligence. Scientists and researchers passionate to make a difference in the field of artificial intelligence are invited to contact at ai@amity.edu.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
पाकिस्तान का इंटरफेरेंस कब शुरू हुआ सर? हथियार भेजना, ट्रेनिंग करवानी, ये कब शुरू हुआ?
ये पाकिस्तान का जब पंजाब में लॉलेसनेस हो गई शुरू, ये जनरल जिया जो है वो बड़ा वाइली आदमी पंजाबी था, जलंधर का बॉर्न, तो 1979 से 1989 तक रहा। पंजाब में ये बदअमनी ना होती, ये खालिस्तान वाला इशू ना खड़ा होता, तो पाकिस्तान कभी भी कश्मीर की सिचुएशन को खराब नहीं कर सकता था।
Mysterious deaths in the heart of Odisha. The inside story. Russians in Raigada, Republic originals this weekend.
1984 में होता है ऑपरेशन ब्लू स्टार। ये क्यों करा गोल्डन टेम्पल का ऑपरेशन, और क्या ये दूसरी तरीके से करा जा सकता था?
3 मीटिंग हुई, 25 मई, 27 और 29 मई। मिसेस गांधी के साथ 2 मीटिंग। जनरल वद्दा की जो 25 और 27 की मीटिंग थी, उसने कहा था हम गोल्डन टेम्पल को चारों तरफ सराउंड कर लेंगे, पानी काट देंगे, बिजली काट देंगे, और भूखे मरेंगे तो अपने आप सरेंडर कर लेंगे। और ब्लू स्टार में भी SFF कमांडो जनरल सुंदर जी ने मंगवाई थी।
पाकिस्तान का इंटरफेरेंस कब शुरू हुआ सर? हथियार भेजना, ट्रेनिंग करवानी, ये कब शुरू हुआ?
ये पाकिस्तान
देश ने शिक्षा व्यवस्था में एक और अहम बदलाव किया है। ये बदलाव है एजुकेशन सिस्टम में स्थानीय भाषा को महत्व देना।
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Amity University is establishing a most advanced supercomputing facility for research and innovation in the field of artificial intelligence. Scientists and researchers passionate to make a difference in the field of artificial intelligence are invited to contact at ai@amity.edu.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
mysterious deaths in the heart of Odisha. The inside story. Russians in Raigada, Republic originals this weekend.
1984 में होता है ऑपरेशन ब्लू स्टार। ये क्यों करा गोल्डन टेम्पल का ऑपरेशन, और क्या ये दूसरी तरीके से करा जा सकता था?
3 मीटिंग हुई, 25 मई, 27 और 29 मई। मिसेस गांधी के साथ 2 मीटिंग। जनरल वद्दा की जो 25 और 27 की मीटिंग थी, उसने कहा था हम गोल्डन टेम्पल को चारों तरफ सराउंड कर लेंगे, पानी काट देंगे, बिजली काट देंगे, और भूखे मरेंगे तो अपने आप सरेंडर कर लेंगे। और ब्लू स्टार में भी SFF कमांडो जनरल सुंदर जी ने मंगवाई थी।
पाकिस्तान का इंटरफेरेंस कब शुरू हुआ सर? हथियार भेजना, ट्रेनिंग करवानी, ये कब शुरू हुआ मामला?
ये पाकिस्तान का जब पंजाब में लॉलेसनेस हो गई शुरू, ये जनरल जिया जो है वो बड़ा वाइली आदमी पंजाबी था, जलंधर का बॉर्न, तो 1979 से 1989 तक रहा। पंजाब में ये बदअमनी ना होती, ये खालिस्तान वाला इशू।
From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for the debate.
The debate at 10, powered by Century Pro Wood and Panasonic.